You guys, it's been a hot minute since I've uploaded, but for the past few months I've been working on this project, which is Janemba, and I feel like it's too special and unique to pass up on the opportunity to make a YouTube video on. So here we go. Now you may notice that something's different about my setup is that like literally it cannot fit in this thing because yeah, this dude is huge. So here he is based off of a normal 1/6 scaled figure, Goku, and he is a good 2-3 inches taller than him, which is not scaled at all. But when the client requested to make a Janemba figure, I thought of the base body of Cooler. And hey bro, like if you look at the similarities here, it's pretty cut out for you already. You got the chest and yeah, you just get that shape, like this torso shape. So I was thinking, bro, I'm the guy who always does the ballsy stuff, so here it is. God, I lit the camera a little bit higher here. But yeah, this is what it looked like before and after I finished. So you see here, I completely cut off his shoulder pads, did a lot of reworking on his head, also gave him more mobility in the back here, and cut off his, very vital fins. See the back here. Oh my god. Yeah, so these guys are absolutely massive, but the client was pretty happy with the job I did. So yeah, man, it is what it is. About to go into detail here on what exact changes were made, and I'll have my editor put up some photos of what it looked like during the process of changing all of this. So we can start at the feet here. You can see they're just completely different because they just had different feet. I sculpted some lines over here for what Janemba has. Obviously painted the entire thing, which was a nightmare. Sculpted on these lines here, sculpted a little bit more around here. I left the abdomen section alone a little bit, but did sculpt or sand it down a little bit. The chest was actually a big pain to do because I had to take off this little bump piece here and then sculpt over that. Here's the collar. Just had to completely rework that part, and the fin, the top of the head, was also a piece of work. So this was what the face originally looked like. Shift to focus. Yep, so this is what it looked like before, and then here's what it looks like after. So obviously removed the nose, left the eyes the same mostly, except I made them a little bit squintier, and defined the smile a bit more and added the ears. So yeah, that's what that head looked like before. This was the Cooler's mass head before, and this is what it looks like now, which I will install onto the head later. But here he is in a little happy, screaming, maniac-y face. So yeah, this is a back shot. Took off the tail so you can see the detail better. And yeah, like completely removed the fins, sculpted on this stuff. Here, we can see it here for the arm joints, completely painted on most of the insides here. So it looked great doing all his lat spreads. Did not paint the joints. I don't know, it didn't feel like it, and it would cause a little bit less paint chippage than needed, but everything can still move where it needs to. Yeah, so really tried my best to prevent some paint chipping on this custom. Sanded down a lot of bits here and did a pretty crazy gradient paint job here. So yeah, I think in the end, I'm pretty happy with the product. So was the client. A lot more projects coming in the future if I have time to work on them. But yeah, I think this one is definitely one of the more ballsy ones I've done, because nobody else would attempt this other than me. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's a fun challenge. Went after it. You always know that I freaking hate painting, but you know what? I went through it, bro. Even painting the bottom of this dude's feet. Attention to detail here. You can, sand up his little pee-pee tip on the end of his tail to really get that look. even shaded this thing. Really, this custom took me a hot minute, but super happy with the results. Let's about wrap up here by covering a little bit of the articulation, but I think everything is the same, maybe even better than it was before I did it. So everything can still move as usual. There's even greater head mobility here. Get that kick going, and we'll spread here, even painted that inside joint. Not fun, but had to be done for the client, you feel me? So yeah, and then again, yes, he does have a second face, which looks pretty good. And I actually went through the painstaking process of painting all of the hands. Okay, but I try to do this on camera, which is remove the faces. Okay, so it's basically the same as with Cooler, but gotta be a little bit more careful, because you don't want to chip any of the paint. And I actually did make the neutral Janemba face, focus here, lighter than the screaming one, because to emphasize that he's much more serious. See that vein right there in the screamy face, than this more neutral, nice little look at face. And then boom, attach this on. We're ready to go, bro. Look at his menacing ass. Yeah. The last part of the video, let's do some size comparisons. So here he is next to his movie counterparts, Gogeta. Yeah, not very much in scale, but they both look great together. As we saw before, already saw Cooler, and basically the same thing with Goku. For another reference, we bring in another pretty big guy here. Side. This is Majin Buu. Camera up a little bit. This is how they scale next to each other. Buu is a little bit taller, but I'm saying, like, won't look that off in your display in case you get one for yourself. So we're gonna display some action poses of the custom, and then yeah, we'll probably call it a day for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it and like the work I do. If you do, then head over to my Instagram. If you need commission, bro, just ask me. I might take like a year or two, but what I'm saying, we'll get around to it. But yeah, like, all seriousness, thank you guys so much for the support, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see y'all. As a bonus for the people who stayed to the end, this is a made from scratch custom I did back in like 2017. I don't know. He was in one of the videos I made with like another self-made Gogeta figure. So come a long way since then. Do a little comparison here of my work from like 4 years ago to now. I would say improved a little bit. Dude, they both don't fit in the frame, but it's so nice.